So as we look at the Gallagher Grand Prix this weekend, the first main question before we get into our predictions I want to ask is, you take Team Penske or you take the field? I mean, Penske has won 8 of 11 races on the IMS Road Course. They're, like I said, they've literally all 3 drivers have won. A couple of them multiple times since since we spoke last on the subject. So I mean, they've really turned it around after the bad
weather,
right?
Too, for me. But weather is not going to be an issue. Like when you've seen in the past when the weather's been an issue, Penske's won one of those races, but the driver that won that race is not with Penske anymore.
Right. But still, Penske Power won those races.
Well, I know. What I'm looking at, like, I'm putting out my reasoning here. Okay, bear with me. So when it's been rain involved, it's typically Penske has struggled, except for that one exception with Simon Pagenaud, who won the race. But Simon Pagenaud is no longer with Penske. I think rain really helped Colton Herta with his strategy. His strategy helped him win that race this past May. So because of, you look at how when the weather is good and there's no rain involved and the track conditions are ideal, you got to go with Penske just based historically on that. And I mean, Will Power owned this race last year. It looked like there was a chance for Romain Grosjean or Fat John to, he looked like he was going to have a good race, but nobody really had anything for Will Power. The only person I think that actually had something for him was Joseph Newgarden. And with him kind of being up in the air this weekend, which could be an issue in itself, I'm still going to go Penske on this one. I just feel like until somebody can truly dethrone Penske in perfect conditions on the IMS Road Course, you gotta go with Penske in this. Now, would I be surprised if like Alex Palou or Pato O'Ward came out on top of this one? No, not the least bit. But I think between taking Penske or the field, you got to go Penske at this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And let's see, Saturday, supposed to be a little colder. It's supposed to be low 59, high of 80, but does not look like going to be cloudy. It doesn't look like there's going to be any like rain.
That's ideal racing condition.
But yeah, I'm going to have to go with Penske too. In 6 races since the Indy 500, Team Penske has had 2 cars finish in the top 5, 4 times. 4 wins spread out among all 3 drivers. Will Power has finished in the top 5 in 9 of 12 races this season. He's a guy who has 5 of Penske's 8 wins on the IMS Road Course. So, I mean, you're talking about the hottest team is going to the track where they've had the most success. So that seems like it's a no-brainer, especially.
Of course, we said that same thing going into the month of May too. They were really hot going into the month of May, and they came out of there completely flat. Yeah. But I mean, look, the conditions are going to be very similar to the way they were last year for this race. It was kind of cooler. It was, as a fan, as a spectator, it was great conditions. And Will Power ran away with that thing. So you got to look at that. And yeah, it's going to be tough to pick against them, this could be the race that really shakes. In my opinion, this race could really shake things up in the point standings as well. So
last but not least, let's get to our predictions here for the Gallagher Grand Prix. We're going to predict our winner and our dark horse. As far as the winner's concerned, my prediction is I think Will Power is going to win. I said I was confident in Penske. Looking at, the other options you have for Penske, Scott McLaughlin's history at IMS Road Course, 8th, 23rd, and 20th, so he's had his struggles. Joseph Newgarden in 9 races on the IMS Road Course has an average finish of 10th. So I'm going to go with the guy who has been super consistent all year and has the most wins of any Penske driver on the IMS Road Course. So I'm going with Will Power. As far as like a dark horse, I'm going to go with Simon Pagenaud. I know that doesn't maybe seem like a dark horse just in the sense that he does.
It was your dark horse back in May too.
Might have been, yeah, might have been.
I think this was the same order.
Simon Pagenaud has 3 wins on the IMS Road Course. He finished 2nd on the road course in May. Before the GMR Grand Prix, Pagenaud had 1 top 10 finish, and since then he's had 4, so he's had kind of a better season after that good race at the IMS Road Course, so he's turned things around. So, but yeah, I mean, and it doesn't help that if this was exactly the same as last time, that they both drivers I think had a pretty good race on the IMS Road Course back in May too. So But yeah, those are my picks. Will Power as my winning pick, and Simon Pagenaud as my dark horse.
Yeah, I'm going with Will Power as well, even though he and I are bitter rivals. But like I said, the history just points right directly to him, and until otherwise proven, you got to go with history. So I'm going Will Power as my winner, but my dark horse, I really am going with Pato O'Ward. I just feel like he's kind of rounding into shape right now on the season, and I feel like this could be one of those big opportunities for him, and it's a good opportunity for him to take the momentum from Iowa and carry that right into this coming weekend. So my dark horse is Pato O'Ward, just based on on the momentum he could carry into it.
Well, and both drivers, Rosenqvist and O'Ward, were having good runs at the GMR Grand Prix until I think Rosenqvist spun in front of O'Ward, and that kind of took them both out of contention for the win. So they were good back in May. So that's a solid pick, as your dark horse there. So before we get out of here, let's get into our predictions for the Verizon 200 at the Brickyard. We're gonna do winner and dark horse just like we did for the IndyCar race. My winner my prediction is gonna be Kyle Larson. He sits 4th in points. He's just got 1 win on the season, which is wild. After a year, he won 11 if you count the exhibition race he won as well. He and Chase Elliott seem to be swapping wins on the road courses last year. 3 wins.
They got here.
Right. 3 wins on the road courses last season for Larson. So, he finished top, and he's also finished top 5 in 3 of the last 5 races. So I think he's due for a win. I think he's going to get back in victory circle. As far as my dark horse, Daniel Suarez. I'm going to go with him. He's got 1 road win on the season already at Sonoma. He's got 5 top 10 finishes, 3 top 5 finishes the last 6 races, so he's got plenty of momentum coming into Indy. So I think that's a driver to look out for, but overall, I think Kyle Larson's going to get it done.
Look, right now, I got to go with the hottest driver in NASCAR. His worst finish has been like 3rd, I think, over the last 5 weeks or so, 5 races. That's Chase Elliott. I have to go with Chase Elliott because he is just on fire right now. And we're coming into his wheelhouse, which is a road course. He is how many road course races did he win in a row there for a while? It was like every road course Chase Elliott won at, which was a big reason why he won his first championship 2 years ago. So I'm going with Chase. I think last year him and Kyle Larson came in really hot on the road courses, and they really underperformed. I think that's not going to sit well with him. His dad's got a victory here at Indianapolis on the oval. He wants to etch his name in that as well. Obviously, it's not the oval, but still. And I have a feeling that the Dawsonville Pool Hall siren is going to be sounding come Sunday evening. My dark horse is actually Kyle Larson because of his only having 1 win this year, and he's 4th in the points. He's always up there, but for some reason, because of the recent success of Chase Elliott, you're not really thinking about Kyle Larson. So he's kind of coming in under the radar, and he is due. Like you said, he is due, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to see him in victory lane either. But I have to go with Chase Elliott as my predicted winner, just based off of how he's on a hot streak right now. And I got to go Kyle Larson as dark horse, even though he's not really, I don't know if you can really consider him a dark horse, but just because I feel like he is due, and I would not be surprised to see him taking that checkered flag.
It would be cool for Chase Elliott to win just for the fact that you have a lot of history at Indianapolis of families, multiple generations.
There's a great picture of him in victory lane with his dad.
Right.
At IMS.
So, I was at that race that he won. That's pretty, pretty
I was
wild.
not. I was out of the country. But I learned that Bill Elliott won when I was in London. I was trying to find who won the Brickyard 400 while you're in London. Not easy.
Very low on the totem pole.
Very low.